welcome to Pearl River Wildcat fans tuning in from across the globe. Patrick Oakes coming to you live from historic Shivers Gymnasium. Alongside me is my handy-dandy assistant, Mark Franklin, back for another year of Pearl River Wildcat athletics action. As you might be able to pick up on the mics here, it's a loud crowd here in Shivers Gym for what's the first in our state, first JUCO volleyball match. We're excited to broadcast it to you live. Obviously, you're either tuning in from PRCCathletics.com or PRCC Media. That's where we'll be streaming all of our home matches this year for volleyball and all of our home competitions across our sporting spectrum. We'll also broadcast all road football games this year at both sites. Again, that's PRCC Athletics and PRCC Media. You can also tune in for live in-game updates from all the teams by going to PRCC Athletics on Twitter and PRCC Athletics on Instagram. Also, our Facebook page is PRCC Athletics. We try to keep it pretty consistent, Mark.
Absolutely we do, Patrick. It's been a great first year for both me and you. Kind of just adapted and got used to it. First year at Pearl River Community College, it was a phenomenal year. A great all-around athletics year, Patrick. Really had a lot of teams do some special things, and I'm so happy to be a part of just a great community college that's really taken a step forward here in the state in athletics and going to be the first community college to hold volleyball here. It's going to be a great day, Patrick. I'm looking forward to some competition, and we're going to try to keep you folks tuned in through all of it.
Exactly. Almost at a loss of words there.
Yeah.
Start things off. We'll recap in case folks didn't quite pick up the starting lineup there. For the Wildcats, Harley LaFontaine setter from Hancock, Carly Danley, outside hitter from Van Cleve, LaShundria Chapman, she's a middle blocker from Brandon, Leah Austin's the right side from Hancock, Isabella Tennis is the third former Hancock Hawk starting in this Wildcat lineup. She's playing outside hitter. Leah Drain from Mobile, Alabama is at middle block. And the libero is from Lewisburg, Erin Sutton, number 7. We'll be getting the action underway here momentarily.
Patrick, I just want to say, it feels like yesterday that you came into my office. I think we were still in the administration building at the time, and you were like, hey, man, so we're adding volleyball. And I said, really? And, you know, it seems like yesterday me and you met Coach Haley Chatham, and here we are. Just an awesome job by our staff, our faculty, and our grounds crew, and just everyone that works here to get this gym ready. Used to host basketball, now it's hosting volleyball. First one in the state.
Exactly. It's pretty interesting, and thanks for catching me up on that. I omitted one of the big parts of this team. The head coach is Haley Chatham, fresh off of 2 MHSAA state championships at Van Cleve High School. She believed in the vision of Dr. Adam Brewwood and our athletics director, Jeff Long, and probably about 6-7 months ago, joined the Wildcat family, and here we are today, the first match of the season in 2019. Pretty exciting, I think, for everybody involved. This, as you said, it's been a long time coming. As you alluded to, remember that first meeting in the administrative building where we were told that, hey, we're going to add a new program. It's going to be volleyball. It's going to be the first in the state. And it's been, to be honest, it's been pretty exciting to be on this side of things, to kind of learn how these things happen and develop over time. And here we are, just hopefully moments away from the first serve here. Number 3, Micah Fisher will serve for Coastal Alabama East. They are the Warhawks. And we're underway. Dig from Erin Sutton. Malia Austin with a short set. Warhawks dig it, send it back over. Erin Sutton again. Malia Austin goes back. Madeline Masita gets the tip there. Carly Danley goes across, the tack's out. First point goes to the Warhawks.
It was a tense first point there, Patrick. A lot of back and forth action.
It was. Nice little volley there. Good dig from Isabella Tennis.
There we go.
And Drea Chapman with the first point for the Wildcats here, tied up 1-1.
History of the program.
Nice slam right in the middle. Harley LaFontaine will serve it for the Wildcats. Received by the Warhawks.
There we go.
That was either into the net or a nice tandem block there from Chapman and Carly Danley. Early 2-1 advantage for the Wildcats. LaFontaine with the set. Point Wildcats. Looked like it was either a net violation or just the tip went out of bounds regardless. So one way or the other, Wildcats were going to get that point. Harley LaFontaine waiting to serve again. Wildcat fans, if you're listening, tweet at us, prccathletics.com. Let us know you're tuning in. We'll give you a shout out on air at some time during the broadcast. Nice dig there from Tennis. Double block. Malaya Austin tries to keep it alive. Was out of bounds. Wildcats still hold a 3-2 early advantage here. Samar Feo serving for the Warhawks. Short set there, Harley LaFontaine. Chapman with the slam. Good serve there from Carly Danley. Big block there from Tennis on the left side. Warhawks scrambling, tip it out of bounds. That'll be another point for Pearl River. Wildcats now up 5-2.
Good little run here from the Wildcats, Patrick. Really starting to pick up momentum here as things get going.
Another good serve there from Carly Danley. Block. Danley has it. Aaron Sutton keeps it alive. Danley's just going to dink it over the net.
Good move.
Warhawks can't recover. It's 6-2 now for Pearl River. Warhawks just going to try to dink it over, plays back, and it works out. Coastal Alabama East gets the point. Looks like that'll be Roxy Wallace back there for the Warhawks on the serve. Long serve goes out. That'll be a point for the for the Wildcats rather.
Tongue-tied, huh, Patrick? We're a little rusty, folks. It's been a minute.
LaShundra Chapman back for the serve from Brandon High School. Listed at 6 feet. She's probably got one of the better verts on the team, Mark. She's, as we've already said, she's already had a couple kills early on in this match. Has really kind of helped set the tone. Trying to get things organized here on the scores table.
Folks, in case you haven't noticed, we have a wireless view now for games this year. Testing it out for the first time. Going to try to get you folks tuning in closer into the action for this upcoming sports year.
Chapman with the strong serve goes out of bounds. That'll be a point for Coastal Alabama East. For folks who may not know, folks maybe new to the sport of volleyball, they'll play a best of 5. Each set goes to 25 points, win by 2, except for the 5th set. If it goes to 5, that set is first to 15, again win by 2. believe we're checking to make sure rotations are in order. I think that's what's happening there. As that's a long serve there from number 9, Ashton Carter. There'll be another point back to Pearl River.
8-4 lead now.
Malaya Austin, one of 3 Hancock Hawks in the starting lineup tonight. Back to serve for Pearl River. Short set, just tipped it over the net.
Nice move.
Leah Drain, and gets the slam. Good job by the Warhawks.
Great
to keep
recovery.
It alive, and they're just going to send it back over Aaron Sutton with the short pass. Malia Drain sends all the way across. Isabella Tin is kind of off balance, right across the grain. Through 2 or 3 blockers there for the Warhawks to get the point. Good play there all around.
Yeah, Patrick, some dynamic passing.
Drain had a good start there to keep things alive for the Wildcats. And there's another point. 10-4 Pearl River early in this one. Coastal Alabama East going to call a timeout. They're going to try to regroup as Pearl River leads 10-4. We're going to take a short break here, and we'll be back as we return action.
And we're back here in the action, folks.
The serve in from Leah Austin, batted around by the Warhawks. That's going to
be a violation.
It's going to be a point per River. Leah Austin, strong serve. It stays just inside the back line.
Wow.
Great serve there. They let it go thinking it was going to go out of bounds, and it stayed just inside the back maroon line. Another strong serve by Austin. Tried to pick the same spot when just maybe a foot out. Scorekeeper a little slow putting that point up. It's now 12-5. Logan Parker with the good dig. Leah Drain tips it over. Warhawks just battling to get it back over. They do. Aaron Sutton back with the dig. Sends it up to Leah Austin. Sends it across the tennis. She lunges for it and inadvertently sends it out of bounds. That'll be a point for Coastal Alabama East. Parker with the dig there. Sends it over to Leah Austin. Tennis just kind of backhands it over the net. Good job there by the Warhawks, keeping it up. Aaron Sutton, another dig, sends it. Malia Austin. Tennis on the other side. Hits into a double block, and that'll be a point for the Warhawks. Leah Drain goes up with the attempt, but it sends it just wide. Warhawks now have won 4 straight points, pulling within 4. Pearl River still leads 12-8. Madeline Masita sends it over. The Martin Methodist transfer gets the kill there for the Wildcats. It'll be 13-8 now for Pearl River. Isabella Tennis from Hancock with the serve. Strong serve goes out of bounds. Abby Patterson's back to serve for the Warhawks. Carly Danley tries to field it, can't quite get a good pass off, and that'll be a point for the visitors.
Tough break there for the Wildcats.
Patterson back to serve again. And it lands right in the middle of the Wildcats. That'll be another point for the visitors. 13-11 now is the score.
Patrick, I got to note, we got some other sports teams here supporting their fellow Wildcats. They understand, you know, this is a groundbreaking day for PRCC athletics. Our women's basketball team stopped by yesterday at practice and showed their support.
Good job with the dig there for the Wildcats. Sends it back over. Drain had an attempt. Matamacita keeps it alive, and Tennis just going to send it back over the net. Warhawks are regrouping. Tip trying to right in the middle of the pack. Carly Danley delivers it. That's
Wildcats.
Be a fault on the Warhawks. Point goes to PRCC. Looks like Drea Chapman, who is a power early in this match, has re-entered the game. Leah Drain from Mobile, Alabama, back to serve. Into the net, that'll be a point for Coastal Alabama East.
Got to give Coastal Alabama some credit here, Patrick. Looked like the Wildcats were going to pull away here after the first couple points were scored, but Coastal Alabama's been able to bounce back here and make it a very close-knit set.
Good serve by the Warhawks. Wildcats on the attack. That block went out of bounds. That'll be a point for Pearl River. Wildcats, as you said, need to get some momentum going back their way.
Absolutely.
Harley LaFontaine, who started off this match for PRCC, will serve. As I said, one of 3 Hancock Hawks on this team, all in the starting lineup. Good dig there from Tennis. Sends it all the way back over. Danley's just going to tip it over the net and regroup. Set up the block on the left side. I believe they say it was a palm.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be a point for PRCC. Warhawks are coached by Stephen Dickey. For those who might not know, Coastal Alabama East is located in Brewton, Alabama. Dickey arguing his side's case. Still not quite sure. They were pointing to the floor. Maybe they stepped over the line. I'm not quite sure. Strong serve there, but from LaFontaine. Send it back over. Aaron Sutton digs, and it goes into the net.
Yeah.
Strong serve there from the Warhawks. Quick set. Drea into the block and into the hardwood.
Spike City, Patrick. Nothing but power there.
Long serve attempt there from Carly Danley. That'll be a point for the Warhawks. Mark, we've had a good energy here early on.
Great turnout.
Capacity crowd practically over in the far bleachers.
And Patrick, me and you just talked about it with the, Shivers Gym hosted the basketball team for decades, and this is just the perfect size for a volleyball atmosphere, I think. Not too little, not too big, just about the right size.
Aaron Sutton sends it over to Isabella Tennis, sends it all the way back to the back line for the Warhawks. They're going to try to dig it out of the net, send it over. It goes off the Wildcat block for a point. Coastal Alabama East is pulled within one now.
Yep.
17-16.
Wildcats need to regroup here.
That's Amelia Stewart back to serve. Strong serve. Good job by Logan Parker from Clinton. And Ari LaFontaine just tips it over the net. They work on that every game or every practice. They worked on it pregame as well. Drea is just kind of off balance there on the pass, just gets it over. And that'll be another point for the Warhawks. So now we're tied up 17-17.
Very tight-knit opening contest here, Patrick.
There's a violation there on the Wildcats. Aaron Sutton digs it off the hardwood. Good job. Tennis just going to try to get it over. Off balance, can't quite do it. Coastal Alabama East is pulled ahead, 18-17. Another strong serve there, Coastal Alabama East. Harley LaFontaine sends all the way across to her high school teammate, Tennis. Gets it over. Good job. Warhawks can't recover from that thunderous strike there, and it's 18-18.
There you go.
Leah Drain.
Nice little nifty move right there, Patrick.
All she had to do is get her fingertips on a wayward pass there from the Warhawks and dropped it over the net. Good job there. Wildcats now lead 19-18 with Chapman serving. It's a long serve there, and we're tied back up, 19-all. It's already been a tense first set here. Obviously, first to 25, win by 2. Ashton Carter back to serve. Puts it down the line. Tennis with the receive. Nice short set there to Drain, and she puts it in the middle of the court where the Warhawks can't get to it. 20-19 now, Pearl River.
Really nifty spot there.
LaFontaine subs out into the game, comes Madeline Mesita. She's another Clinton product on this team. Martin Methodist transfer. Strong serve there, Malia Austin. Warhawks can't handle it. 21-19 now.
And Patrick, the Wildcats kind of caught that momentum that I think they're catching now. Earlier in the match, they just weren't able to hold on to it. Let's see if they can finish here.
Austin with another good serve. Good job by the Warhawks to get the strike through the double block there on the right side. The serve will go back to Coastal Alabama East. That is Lakin Pratt, freshman, with the serve. Looks like, I believe, Coastal Alabama East has called a timeout, so we'll take a break with them. We'll be back in a couple moments. And we're back. Lakin Pratt will be back to serve. Coastal Alabama East. Pearl River leading 21-20. It's been a good first set here.
Very competitive.
Pratt kind of lobs the serve over the net. Good job by Aaron Sutton, finding Malia Austin. Tennis.
There you go.
Capitalizes on that short set. 22-20, Pearl River. Bella back to serve. It's a good running start. Sends it over. Wildcats can't quite handle that attack attempt. Point for the visitors. Abby Patterson's back to serve now for the visiting Warhawks. A lot of maroon in Shivers tonight. Good job by Tennis with the serve. That set went over the net, but Warhawks went ahead and played it, trying to catch the Wildcats napping. Got a good little volley going on now. And
good play there by the Warhawks.
They're giving the point, I believe, to the Warhawks.
Yeah.
You don't know if they were going to say she was in the net or across the line, but they gave her the point, looks like. We're all tied up, 22-22. Patterson, strong server, and Sutton backs up. Is able to pass it cleanly. Madeline Mesita just puts it in the middle of the Warhawk lineup. Abby Patterson with a strong hit, but Tennis comes up big, puts it up. Carly Danley just sends it over the front line, the blockers. Back set. Good job again by Tennis. Malia Austin with a back set of her own. Mesita just tips it over the net, and the Warhawks can't recover there. Caught them napping maybe. 23-22. Aaron Sutton back to serve now for the Wildcats. Lewisburg product, all the way from Olive Branch in North Mississippi. Good serve, kind of a knuckleball almost over there. Back set from the Warhawks, hits into the double block, Danley and Chapman. Now Mesita tries to catch him napping, and she puts it over for another point, 24-22.
Crowd's getting rowdy, Patrick. Let's see if the Wildcats can finish them off here.
Sutton with the serve into just the tip of the net. Micah Fisher back to serve now for the Warhawks. Not much of a running start there. Tennis receives it. Short set. Chapman couldn't quite handle it. And now we're back all tied up, 24-24. Strong serve, Tennis. Malia Austin. Carly Danley couldn't quite get the angle right on that one. It's into the net. Warhawks now lead 25-24. Tennis. Malia Austin to Carly Danley. She puts it in the block, and the Wildcats will get the point. Tied back up, 25-25. Sometimes the up judge or the referee's a little slow giving credit there, trying not to jump the gun. Harley LaFontaine back to serve. Good one right in the middle.
Oh, great
Warhawks
serve.
can't handle it. Lunging effort there by number 16, Lakin Pratt. Ends up in their bench, and that will be a point for the Wildcats, 26-25.
Patrick, that was a money serve right there. Very well placed.
LaFontaine back to do it again, sends it over. Pratt receives it that time, sends up the front line. Good attack there, just get it over the double block. Malia Austin, a little off balance there. Hits it into the net. And of course, this first set, so much energy here, some nerves probably from both sides, and the season opener for both teams is going to go to extras. Good lunging effort from Tennis. And then Danley, and then Harley LaFontaine gets it back over the net. Back set there. Tennis gets it back up. Malia Austin backing up, is able to get it back over the net. Warhawks are going to try to regroup. Good block there by Chapman and Malia Austin. Another effort there from the Warhawks. Chapman's going to have to serve it, or assist it rather. Aaron Sutton gets it over the net. Now the Warhawks back up, double block there. The right side by Chapman. Tennis keeping it up. Got a great volley going on here. Carly Danley, going to give the Wildcats the point. It was close regardless.
It was pretty close, Patrick. Fever pitch here in Shivers Gym.
Carly Danley, Van Cleve product, back to serve. Kind of puts it in the middle of the lineup there for the Warhawks. They're going to try to get the attack set up. Digs the attempt. Tennis! Up the back line and out. That'll be a point for the Wildcats. They take the first set, 28-26.
What a start.
Good job by the Wildcats to rally there late after Warhawks were able to tie things up. They're going to swap sides, take a 3-minute break, and we'll be back with the action at PRCCathletics.com and PRCC Media. And we're back at Shivers Gymnasium. Pearl River taking the first set, 28-26 over the visiting Coastal Alabama East Warhawks. Of course, the first set goes to extra points there. Both teams rallied. PRCC had an early advantage there, leading 17-13. The Warhawks ripped off 5 straight points rather to get back into the match and make it a back-and-forth competition there in the end. But the Wildcats did a good job rallying the late, withstanding a good attack from Coastal Alabama East to get the first point of this one.
Definitely a back-and-forth affair, huh, Patrick? I mean, that was about as intense as it gets for, you know, a groundbreaking day here and a very intense first match. Let's hope it's a sign of, you know, a lot of great nail biters here in Shivers Gym.
Maybe let's not hope for some nail biters. Let's hope for some
more W's than nail biters,
yeah,
right?
There you go. Let's go with that. In preparation for this match, Pearl River actually had 2 exhibitions in the last week. They traveled all the way to Alabama, went to Southern Union State College. And then they made a short trek up to Hattiesburg to William Carey to play their more or less JV squad. They didn't come away with any wins through the 2 matches, but I think in talking with Coach Haley Chatham, they at least learned a lot about their squad. Obviously, first time this group of players has played together as a whole. Obviously, there's a couple Clinton teammates, a couple Hancock teammates on the team. So there's some familiarity between them, but as a whole, they hadn't played together before. As Harley LaFontaine serves, and we're underway. Good double block there. Chapman and Danley, short set. And
there
who else?
we go.
Who else? Drea Chapman.
Having a great game so far, Patrick. She's really come up big when the Wildcats have needed her.
She's been pretty fantastic so far.
No doubt.
Harley LaFontaine, strong serve. Chapman went over the net, so I
gonna
think
be a
they're going
point.
to give the point. Yep, they're going to give the point to the Warhawks. Got a little over-eager there, I think, on the attempt to get a roof there, get a block in the middle of the net. Harley LaFontaine back set over the Carly Danley. Long server and Sutton sends it up to Harley LaFontaine. Drea, strong attempt, keeps it alive. It goes over the net. The Warhawks, 1, 2, 3. How many one-handers? Oh, couldn't quite keep it in the court. Warhawks taking early 3-1 advantage in this one. Good job by the Wildcats rallying there, try to keep the point alive. That's Micah Fisher with the serve for Coastal Alabama. It's Drea. At least one of the Warhawks tried to argue that just went clear out of bounds, but it rattled off at least 2 defenders and out of play. With Carly Danley, the Van Cleve product with the serve. All the way across. Good job, Aaron Sutton sending it up. Malia Austin, who's kind of a versatile player for the Wildcats.
Gonna have to
Get the
hustle.
slam. The
There we
Warhawks
go.
dive it all over the court. Can't quite keep it alive, and we're all tied up, 3-3. Carly Danley back to serve again. Gets a running start up to the court. Good receive there from the Warhawks. And Isabella Tiss, they say she hit the net, I guess. Coach Chatham out to ask for clarification, it sounds like. Zamara Feo back to serve. Visitors now holding a 4-3 advantage. Logan Parker into the match, Clinton product. She'll take the place of Carly Danley in the back line. More of a defensive specialist. She's in there to help on the defensive end of things, especially on serve receptions, I should say. Aaron Sutton, it's a hard serve. Good job by Parker, and Harley LaFontaine just sends it over. Big double block there on the left side.
Great
Bella
teamwork.
Chapman. I feel like we're going to be saying that a lot this season. Great
No
double
doubt.
block. Chapman back to serve. Kind of at an interesting angle. Nips the netting.
Not sure what.
Be a point for the Warhawks. Nips the net, goes over. Harley Danley, short set to Leah Drain with the slam. We've had some good action right in the middle of the net between Drain and Chapman. Getting some height on their jumps, able to angle the ball down, making the Warhawks really scramble there. really nothing you can do at point blank range like that when your block's not set. Good job there from Drain, tipping that attack attempt. And then she tips it over again. It goes off the Warhawk and down. Malay Austin back to serve, gets a running start, sends it into play. Good job by Coastal Alabama. Erin Sutton doing the best she can on that attempt. Couldn't quite get it up to one of the setters, and that'll go out of play. And with that, we're all tied up again, 6-6. Ashton Carter back to serve for the visitors. Isabella Tennis gets it back, kind of a give and go over there with Malay Austin. Warhawks able to handle it. Good job there from Victoria Wilson on the kill. The Warhawks now take a 7-6 advantage.
Patrick, I think it's safe to say it's been an evenly matched competition so
And
far.
that goes long. Serve goes out of play, and that'll be all tied up again.
And as I say that, the score gets tied again.
Feel a little bit like a broken record at this point early on, just the second set. Bella Tennis back to serve. She's going to get a running start here. Fayo probably could have let that go, but she played it. Warhawks just going to try to get it over and reset. Malay Austin tries to catch the Warhawks napping. Good job by the visitors there. All the way across. Erin Sutton keeps the ball alive. Malay Austin over to Madeline Masita.
Great play right there.
And I think it went outside of the antenna, so that'll be a point for the visitors. Good effort there for Masita. Just couldn't quite angle it inside the antenna. Those are the two antennas, basically the barriers of entry when you're playing. You can stand almost to the net out of bounds, but you got to get the ball back inside the two antennas to make it count. Per River, good job. Tennis sending it up. Drea goes off the net. I think they're going to say it went off the net and actually never touched any of the blocks, so that'll be another point for the visitors. 9-7 now is the score. Pratt just kind of not a lot in that serve. I don't know if she was trying to keep him napping, and I think she was trying to pick a quadrant there, pick a spot. Didn't quite work out as it went into the net. Now Erin Sutton, Lewisburg product, back to serve, and she gives the point back. Had some mustard on that one, just a little low. Abby Patterson will serve now for Coastal Alabama East. Erin Sutton sends it up. Malay Austin puts it up, and Carly Danley picks the back corner for a point.
Great spot to pick right there, Patrick.
Harley LaFontaine will re-enter the match. Go back and serve for PRCC. Out goes Madeline Masita, Clinton product, Martin Methodist transfer. Mark, as you said, we've got a great crowd here.
Phenomenal
looks
crowd.
Like pretty much every team on campus is in attendance, not to mention plenty of folks from the community surrounding areas. A number of high school programs in the area have started volleyball this year, Poplarville being one of them.
Picayune as well.
It's nice to see this sport grow, especially in South Mississippi and throughout the state. And in all honesty, that was, that obviously went into the factor, when Dr. Adam Brewerwood and AD Jeff Long were weighing their options and deciding if they wanted to try to make that plunge and be the first in the first JUCO program, I should say, in the state. Whether it was worth it or not, you got to have some students from your district supporting your teams.
Absolutely.
And as I've said a couple times, LaFontaine, a Hancock product, sends it into play there. The district, especially in South Mississippi, has had some good teams. Hancock being one of them. As that point goes to Pearl River, ties it up 10-10. In a lot of ways, in Mississippi anyway, South Mississippi has been a hotbed for volleyball. You'd say kind of the DeSoto area as well.
Yeah, Patrick, it's no doubt it's a growing sport, and it's awesome to see it
And
growing
looks like
here.
we're going to have a timeout there with Pearl River leading 11-10. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back. Harley LaFontaine back to serve. Didn't quite get that one over the net. It'll be 11-11. We're joined on the broadcast now by PRCC AD Jeff Long. Jeff, what a opening debut. The Shivers Gym seems like it's packed. It's a loud crowd, which I think is what we expected when you started the program, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a heart attack watching this. But yeah, that first match was unbelievable. First set, we were able to hold on there, and it's just an incredible atmosphere. Really a great game for us to start with. This team has been established in Alabama, and you know, obviously it's two pretty evenly matched teams, but we're holding our own here. But you know, just real happy with the way that I want to thank our maintenance folks and everybody who had a hand in getting the gym ready for this. And
it's all hands on deck here, especially
that's right.
all summer, but especially the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, they've been
finishing
really
touches.
They've been busting it the last couple of weeks, and we got some of our signage up that we were trying to do, and to finish our locker room and coach's office. Just real pleased with that part of it. And then obviously the atmosphere here is just electric. I'm a little concerned about next week when on a school day.
Yeah, it's been great so far. It's been great so far, especially with the attendance here. And as Mark and I talked about a little bit, obviously with the area school starting programs, I think that helps. I see some folks from those different schools. As Van Cleve product, Carly Danley's back to serve. She gets a running start. PRCC leading 13-11. Mark and I talked a little bit as the attack goes through the double block. Harley LaFontaine with the backside all the way across the court. And Malaya Austin with the slam. Put PRCC up 14-11 now. Good job by Austin there, handling the back set and slamming it through the Warhawks. As I was starting to say, though, Mark and I have talked a little bit about the lead up to tonight. Really last August when you and Dr. Brewerwood brought up, at least to Mark and myself, obviously we were new at the time, the idea of starting this program. Can you kind of give some insight into what led up to that point and today as well?
Yeah, our districts, which, you know, it's a little bit different than it used to be with states being open, but we still have community college districts. And in our 6-county district, you have, of course, Hancock County, which is really strong in volleyball with Hancock and OLA.
Definitely.
Then you add in our neighboring districts on the coast, which is really big in volleyball, and also Forest Lamar County, you know, Petaluma, Oak Grove. So there's a lot of good volleyball in the area, and for us, it was as I think we got that point there.
We did, yeah.
I'm not familiar enough to know what happened there, but we'll take it. No, this is exactly what we had dreamed of. We knew, you know, these kids. We got 14 kids. We got several local. I know we got 3 from Hancock High School.
Yep.
just that one high school. So real pleased with how everything's turned out and the job Coach Chatham's done. Just remarkable.
Two of the Hancock products right there. LaFontaine all the way across the net. Tennis with the slam. 16-12 now for the Wildcats.
Yeah, the Hancock girls and the Van Cleve girls especially, they're used to winning in volleyball, so that gives you a little bit of an edge. But you know, we know it's going to take some time, you know, to be nationally relevant, I think. But we're obviously on the right track here. I really, like I said, Coach Chatham's a perfectionist, and I know she's used to winning. I think she's lost 2 matches in the past 2 seasons and won 2 state championships in high school at Van Cleve. So I know she wants it to go faster, but man, it's just as we see here, just a tremendous atmosphere, and this is only going to grow on our college. So we're real excited about it.
And Shivers is kind of the perfect home for them as well. As you can hear, I mean, it's an intimate setting. We've got a packed crowd, you know, especially when the music's playing and things. I mean, it's kind of an electric atmosphere.
Yeah, it is. You know, the thing that goes unnoticed, or people maybe not know, after Katrina, we played basketball in here.
Right.
So starting when we had to move in here, we pretty much redid the whole gym as far as the floor, scoreboard, bleachers. So that gave us a little bit of a leg up, and of course there's still some things we want to do in here, but to get we've got the coach's office upstairs now, we got the dressing room finished, and real excited about how it's going. So.
Man, Drain couldn't quite handle it though, and that'll be a point for the Warhawks. We've talked about it a little bit, but can you maybe elaborate on why Haley Chatham was the perfect person to lead this program this school into a new era in athletics?
Yeah, well, when you talk about head coaches of programs, you know, on this level, they've got to be really somebody I can trust.
Drain with the slam. Go ahead.
Yeah, somebody we can really trust to put Pearl River Community College on the name of their jerseys and be out front. And you know, I say it all the time. I look for good people. You know, and there's a lot of folks who can coach, but you know, first of all, I want to look for good people who are family people who you know I can trust with our young ladies, and that's what we look for with Haley. And to be honest, it was an easy choice for her. She's being from the area, she's going to have a leg up on recruiting.
Right.
Obviously, with her history, she's proven that she's a winner. So it's
Carly Danley, one of her high school products with the slam there to put PRCC up 21-14
Yeah,
now.
Danley won 2 state championships there with Coach Chatham.
There's a little winning pedigree there,
that's right,
I think, right?
That's right. So, no, and Haley's obviously taken it and ran with it. It's just a really, really good thing when you add a program like this and you see how it can grow. It's going to be exciting.
Masita with the slam through the block for the point. 22-14 now for the Wildcats. Looking to claim the second set after taking the first one, 28-26.
Yeah,
Tennis with the serve.
Sorry about that, Patrick. I don't know. I'm more nervous watching this than I am watching some of our other sports.
Yeah.
But, you know, being our first match here, it's really exciting though, and you know me well enough to know we want to win in everything we do. So
right.
I'm really pulling for them here.
Well, in this game too, it's you know, this game in general is electric if it's played well, and we're seeing some good competition here tonight.
Sure.
It's almost contagious in some ways where you kind of get caught up in it. Good serve there from the Warhawks. Sutton sends it up. Austin dishes it out, and Danley dinks it over. Warhawks going across. Having a little bit of a rally here for the visitors.
Yeah, we got to finish strong here.
You don't want to get into another situation like the first one. Good job by Tennis. Austin with the short set. Drain just puts it over. Warhawks now kind of scrambling on their side. They get it back over. Tennis up front to Austin. Sends it across the court to Danley for the slam. 23-17.
That was big there. Get back on the board. Yeah, but both of these teams are very well coached and a very competitive game. And Of course, I'm proud this being our first year that we can jump in and compete with some of these teams. It really makes me proud.
Good job there by the Warhawks.
I think they were in the net there.
Yeah, they were. You're right. So they're going to give that point to PRCC. 24-17 now. Leah Drain, Mobile, Alabama product. One of 2 out-of-staters on the team. Back to serve. Good job. And Madeline Maceda slams it home for the point. Second set goes to the Wildcats, 25-17. Coach, we appreciate you joining the broadcast. Folks, we'll be back after a short break.
And we're back here, folks. Wildcats score the first point of this match. They're up 2-0 here, Patrick. A good start.
Yeah, kind of a wild one there.
Yeah.
Point goes to the Wildcats, however. Carly LaFontaine back to serve. Wildcats a little discombobulated in the back line.
Yep.
Chapman sends it up. LaFontaine over to Austin, off the Warhawk and out. Point, Wildcats.
Patrick, I'll tell you what, it seemed like in that last little span where the Wildcats really pulled away and got that second set, and they score 3 in a row. It just seemed like they really kind of found their game plan, found themselves, and were able to get some momentum going.
Exactly.
And it looks like they're carrying it into here.
LaFontaine with the serve again. Good job, Sutton on the dig. LaFontaine back set to Carly Danley off. 1, 2.
There you go. 4-0.
Count them. 1, 2, 3. Warhawks and out of bounds. 4-0. Couldn't quite handle the serve. 5th straight point to start.
Looks like Coastal Alabama has somewhat lost some composure here. That's just a mental error right there. Wildcats on a roll.
Another short serve there. Good job by the Warhawks keeping it alive at least. Chapman, a little give and go. LaFontaine, that'll be a point. Wildcats, 6-0 now.
Phenomenal start, huh, Pat? Coastal Alabama going to try to set it up. Good save.
Good job by Pearl River keeping it alive. Danley sends it over.
I'm going to say, I believe it.
2 hands.
Yep, violation.
If you hit it like that, it's got to be in sequence. You can't have your hands hitting it at different times like that. I think he was telling her to, I don't know what he was telling her.
I'm not sure either.
Oh,
looks like we had a wet spot.
Yeah,
yep.
Wiping the court here.
Can't be too careful when it comes to that, Patrick.
Strong serve by the Warhawks after the first point. And who else?
Just seems like the Wildcats are really the team being the aggressor in this set so far, Patrick. They're really just using this momentum and trying to rout Coastal Alabama here early.
Good serve from Carly Danley. Sutton keeps it alive. Harley LaFontaine kind of contorts her body to get the ball up to Malia Austin. The Warhawks are caught off balance, can't handle it. Point, Wildcats. Home team leads 8-1 now. Shivers Gymnasium. Feo probably could have let that one go, but lunged at it, and it hits the hardwood. That's another point. 9-1 now for the Wildcats.
Like I said, Patrick, I just think that's a mental mistake right there. Coastal Alabama not in a very good spot right here. Going to have to fight back here to stay in this.
Danley, light serve, catches them off balance. That'll be the 10th point.
You want to leave it with me?
Another strong serve there by Danley. Ooh, can't really do anything with that one, right into the neck area.
Just a tough play. Gonna have to make an effort for it, and she did. And it's still not going to be enough. Great effort, though.
Only get it 3 attempts.
That's what Coach Chatham wants to see right there, Patrick.
Some hustle.
Absolutely.
That serve goes under the net, and that'll be a point for River.
Point for
Man.
Pearl River again. They're up 12-3,
Chapman
Patrick.
with the ace.
Telling you, they just kind of pulled away there in that last set, and it really seems like they've carried that momentum over so well. They got off to a very hot start, and it's all Wildcats here.
Chapman with another strong serve goes out. That'll be a point for the Warhawks.
12-4 to lead now. Looks like we're going to get some substitutions, I believe.
Strong attempt there by Austin, goes out of bounds. That'll be another point for the Warhawks. Corver still leads 12-5. LaFontaine short.
She just couldn't get a handle on it.
Drain was already up in the air. Hard to adjust to that one. And
It looks like the Wildcats are going to get a point here.
call me confused on that one, but that's okay.
I'm there with you.
We'll be back to Pearl River.
It's going to be
Malaya Austin. Malaya Austin back to serve. Strong serve. Feo digs it. Patterson up. And Warhawks get it back over. Malaya Austin short set. Leah Drain. Madeline Masita. Masita gets the second attempt.
great finish right
If
there.
Alabama East can't handle it, that'll be a point.
14-5.
Pearl River. Another strong serve
Gonna be
by
another
Austin.
point.
Warhawks kind of reeling right now. Sutton up to Austin, all the way across. Tennis with the slam off the Warhawk defender. 16-5.
Patrick, it looked there for a second. Coastal Alabama East was going to be able to save it, just couldn't get a good handle on it, though. Leads to another point for the Wildcats.
Looks like Coastal Alabama is going to call a timeout here. We're going to take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching PRCC Athletics on prccmedia.com. All right, Scotty, I'll lead us off here. And we're back here, folks. Mark Franklin, keeping you up to date with the volleyball action going on today. I'm joined by our women's basketball coach, head coach, Scotty Fletcher. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm better than I deserve. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Coach, it's absolutely a pleasure to work with you, and anytime we can have our fellow staff and coaches on with us. It's an absolute treat as PRCC is going to get another point. So, Coach, just kind of talk to me. School started last week. How's the vibe been around the women's basketball team here so far?
Man, you know, a lot of energy, and there's always so much excitement just on campus in general. Anytime you move, you know, new students in, it's the first time away from home. So we moved in last Friday. Saturday we had a little team bonding event, and Sunday us and the women's softball team actually helped 3 dorms move in for a good hour and a half. Coach Meeks did a phenomenal job helping those girls. She had our girls out there in the rain. So energy was excitement. You know, that first week, man, had a lot of stuff. You know, it's just kind of an introduction week, if you will. But chemistry's good. You know, we've got 7 returners. You know, 7 new girls. We'll have 8 sophomores, 6 freshmen. So, you know, a lot of good leadership, you know, and been very pleased. Just our girls, you know, just this first week, just taking in a new schedule, a class schedule, a sleeping schedule, a weight schedule, just a lot of adjustment.
Right, and speaking of returning starters and just returning production you guys are going to have from last year, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Pooh Lindsay, who's,
no doubt,
for me, my favorite player to watch last season for you guys. Just a dynamic player, just a three-point shooter.
Yep.
When she's on, and she definitely, you know, swung some games y'all's way. Just can you kind of talk about her attitude? She just seems like such a hard worker and such a great team player and just a great person overall.
Well, I tell you this, I don't know who got that point. 5
I believe
points
we
away.
did, yeah.
5 points away. Man, the best thing about Pooh is her growth that she's made from year 1 to year 2. Phenomenal kid, great family. You know, we thought we were going to lose her. I have to be honest. We thought we were going to lose her to Division I, and I'm glad we did not. There's something about assurance walking around campus, seeing her each and every day on campus and getting up shots. So just the growth she made from year 1 to year 2 as well throughout the semester, from the first semester to the second semester. I can't say enough about her. Great kid, worked on her mid-range game a lot this summer, which is something we challenged her to. Needs to be able to shoot closer to that 3 and play a little bit in, a little bit more to help her game at the next level. So came in shape, had a lot of energy this week, was a great leader. So can't say enough about her being back. So you're right. I mean, as a head coach, man, it makes it makes it a lot more enjoyable and just exciting to know you got Pooh Lindsay on your roster for another year.
Absolutely. And, Coach, I do want to give you and your amazing assistants, Coach Black and Coach Lumpkin, all the credit in the world. Yesterday, we were in here setting up our live stream equipment, and our volleyball team was practicing their last practice before this historic day. And your girls showed up and showed their support.
Yep.
And I don't want to speak for Coach Chatham and her squad, but I think doing stuff like that, going that extra mile, really makes a difference here. And, you know, I saw the phrase, it's not just a team, it's a family.
It is.
And you have done a phenomenal job relaying that message, and as have all of our coaches, really. And just, can you talk about almost that fellowship you've, you know, built with all these other coaches here at Pearl River?
Well, and I do have a great staff, and I take a lot of pride in that. But I'll tell you this, I remember being a first-year head coach. You know, I try to make sure that, you know, if something were to happen and I was not afforded the opportunity, you know, whether, you know, in life or whatever, I just want to be remembered as someone that was constantly appreciative for people, thank people for their hard work, because there's so many things that go into this, but also being supportive of other programs and other sports. So I just think it was very important with us making history today for our girls to come over here and do a surprise visit to Coach Chatham and her staff. Like I said, this is her first year. I remember my first year as a head coach here. What this place means to me is I cannot describe in words. Very appreciative and thankful for Dr. Lewis, Dr. Brillwood, Coach Long. You know, you guys, y'all do so much. So it is very important, as we're 1 point away from getting this sweep. It's very, very important, man, that when you take on a program that there's so many facets that you must focus on, and being together is the most important facet. So
Absolutely.
Strong believer in it.
And as the Wildcats, they've kind of pulled away here. They need another point here to get the sweep. Coach Chatham egging her girls on.
Bayo back to serve for Coastal Alabama East. Good reception there by Tennis.
That's
Tough
it, Pat.
attempt by Chapman into the double block and out of bounds. That's the point for the Wildcats, and they sweep 3-0, taking the third set 25-10. Coach Fletcher, we appreciate you hopping
thank you
on
for
this
having me, baby.
momentous occasion.
Appreciate all y'all do.
What a day here for the Wildcats and Pearl River as they go ahead and win their debut 3-0, sweeping visiting Coastal Alabama East. We're going to try to take a short break, and then we will be back with Coach Haley Chatham after this.
Mic check. Mic check.
Folks, we got Patrick down on the court here to get a word from Coach Chatham. Here he goes.
All right, Coach Haley Chatham, congratulations on the first win. Obviously, a lot has led up to this event today, the debut. Just kind of general thoughts on the match overall.
I'm just so proud of the kids. They just really gave it all they got. They pulled it out. We had goals that we worked on all week after playing Cary and after playing Southern Union, and they met every single one of those goals in these matches. They stayed up, and that's why they pulled out the sweep.
What were the nerves like, honestly, what were the nerves like leading into this one? Were there any jitters?
No, luckily in the exhibition games, we were able to get out our first-time jitters. They were just ready to come and play in their home gym. So those were gone. They didn't look nervous at all. They were ready to play.
What was the message to the girls before the match?
It was just that we were not going to relax until the game was over. I think that was some of our problem. At Southern Union, we got a little relaxed after we won 2 sets. We didn't get down, but we just kind of, relaxed too much. So we weren't going to relax until the last whistle blew. They did not relax. They were on fire the whole time.
Any girls you want to highlight? I thought Drea did a remarkable job middle of the net, not only with some kills, but teaming up with some tandem blocks.
Yeah, Drea did awesome. We got middle setter connections we've been working on, and I think those are going to get better every single match we play. I think you'll see them getting better and better.
All right, Coach, congratulations on the debut win. Thank you. All right, Mark, back to you.
All right, thanks from Patrick, and of course, thanks from Coach Chatham. A historic day here at PRCC, folks. The very first Mac Jack volleyball game took place here in little old Poplarville, Mississippi, my home county, and just a very, very special day here for PRCC athletics. Let's go ahead and get you guys up to date on what's going to be happening in these upcoming events here soon in PRCC. We've got our soccer teams are starting their season Monday night, 5 p.m. They're going to be taking on Hinds County. Volleyball will also be hosting another home game Monday at 5 versus Lawson State. Our soccer team's going to hit the road and head over a state west over to Louisiana to take on LSU Eunice Wednesday at 4 p.m. That's when, of course, both men's and women's games will be played that night. And then football. It's football season. Your PRCC Wildcats are going to be heading up to Fulton, all the way up in Fulton, to take on Itawamba Thursday night. Kickoff set for 6:30. And then Friday night, a jam-packed, action-packed week, as I said, folks. Friday night, soccer hosting Meridian, starts at 5. Be sure to be there. Going to be a great soccer season as it was last year for Coach Gallant and Coach Madsen. A reminder, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at PRCC Athletics. And before I sign off, I got to give a birthday shout out to my buddy and my co-pilot here, Patrick Oakes. It's been a year now that we've been working together, and a historic day here. I couldn't think of a better way he'd like to spend his birthday than helping provide awesome coverage for PRCC Athletics. So birthday shout out to my good friend Patrick Oakes, and we'll be signing off here, folks. Please tune in to all PRCC athletic events on prccmedia.com.